Hi guys, it is Dr. Cody Dukes and we are back again for yet another video. Now you already know what to do. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up and like this video. And if you're not already, please go ahead, hit that bell, subscribe to this channel. Now today, guys, I wanted to talk about a movie that came out very recently. It's a movie that I technically have not seen yet, but I do plan to see it at some point in the future. And that is the movie Morbius. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this movie is not necessarily for anything that's happened in the movie because I haven't seen it. But what I wanted to talk about is what we saw happen with the reviews and the box office of this movie. And that being that this movie actually had pretty bad reviews. Its score on Rotten Tomatoes is like 17%. A lot of the reviews I saw online were not all that positive, but yet the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is like a 70, and it did pretty well at the box office. And I think this is interesting because generally speaking, we see, one of two things happen with movies that just don't get rated well by the critics. Now, generally, what you see happen is that when critics give movies a good review, people generally will see them and they'll make good money. But when movies get bad reviews from critics, overwhelmingly bad reviews from critics, generally speaking, people will not go out and see them. People will not spend their money on it. They'd rather just maybe wait for streaming, right? So that they can maybe see it at a lower cost to themselves, right? And that's and generally that's what happens. But in this case, this is one of the rare cases where, while critics greatly thought the movie wasn't good, that people still went out and saw it. And it brings to mind this, right? Like, critic reviews only matter when they matter. I know that's Cody, right? But what I mean is that critic reviews matter, generally speaking, because they can have an effect on the box office. That's really the only reason that they really matters, because they can affect how many people go see the movie. But when critic reviews don't affect how many people go to see the movies, they effectively don't matter at all. And so in this case, although there's all these people talking about how bad the movie was, it doesn't matter because people are still going to spend their money on it. And so things that generally, might happen in this situation where critics hate a movie, like maybe the studio stops pushing it and marketing it as much. Maybe they cancel any future projects that are in the same universe, maybe any sequels that they were going to do. They cancel maybe even certain directors who they might work with. They're going to work with them less, things like that. You're probably going to see a Morbius 2 and maybe, in an expansion of what is already the Sony Spider-Man universe. You're probably going to see even more expansion because the movie performed well. And the reason I'm talking about this today is because, so often we get caught up in what other people have to think about what we do, how we act, and, how we perform. Like we're so concerned about what other people think. But at the end of the day, what other people think doesn't matter. When you produce, when you get the results that are needed to be successful, when you do what it takes to get the job done, what other people think about you ultimately doesn't matter. People will still deal with you, do business with you, acquire your services, seek after you, want to be around you, because they know that you produce and you get the job done. So focus on getting the job done and not trying to please every single person, because at the end of the day, you'll never be able to please everybody, but you can always get the job done if you commit yourself to it. That's the video, guys. If you haven't done so already, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and like the video. And if you're not already, guys, please subscribe to this channel. I upload 5 videos a week. That's one every single weekday. I do inspirational and motivational content with a pop culture twist. I look at things like sports, movies, anime, superheroes, cartoons, game shows, you name it. I just try to find a motivational message that I can deliver to you in a way that's easy to understand so that you can take it and use it in your daily life so that you can be the best version of yourself. If that sounds like what you're trying to do, then go ahead and subscribe because this is the channel for you. Guys, how did I do? Let me know down in the comments. Give me tips and feedback on how I can get better. Give me suggestions on topics I should cover in the future. I'll do my best to go through every single comment and get back to every single one of you guys. Guys, I thank you for sticking around this long and I appreciate all of the support. And the only thing I ask is that you keep coming back because I'll keep coming back with more videos just like this one. And as I always say, guys, until next time, peace.